Sydney's number one podcast, West Underground.
Hello and welcome to another episode of West Underground, and today we're joined by none other than Aleks Milinkovic.
Is that a clap?
That's a clap.
That's right.
a clap. Welcome. Everyone, this is actually not the first time we've done this. We've just done an hour, and I kicked a fucking lead out of the board, and we lost everything. So Aleks is here.
Yeah.
We're going to pretend to do the introductions again. Aleks,
What's up, man?
how are you?
I don't want to do this anymore. We can't touch any of the same shit that we did last time.
No, that's all right.
It'll
We're
feel
just,
fake.
we're just
It will
touching.
feel
Well,
fake.
we're just touching new shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Um.
Just reach out and touch anything that's new.
All right. What the fuck do you want to know? What
I don't
now?
know what I want to talk about.
Well, I think it was a good point because I remember where we left off in the last one.
Did the last one that
Thank-
you'll never see.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
What
and
did
by
we
the
cover? We can quickly do like a bullet point.
Oh,
version.
should we do like a-
yeah.
Last time.
Last time
I
on-
just,
the
want to
fucked
pop
up
in
episode.
just quickly. If anyone wants to be a host on West Underground, we're currently accepting applications because Jack.
Hashtag Jack.
No.
Frog is the god.
Yeah, man. I remember the last question was, how the hell did you get into comedy?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. This feels weird
This
now, eh?
full
but I'm just
circle weird.
like, but it's true because like it's kind of a brave thing to be a stand-up comic.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it is 100%. Like from playing music, man. Like that's my background. To stand behind a guitar and get up on stage is all right because you've got something in front of you, kind of
Yeah.
thing, and it's not your voice that's being heard across
Oh
the
yeah,
room.
it's definitely braver than what you do.
Yeah.
But in terms of
No, I agree with
bravery-
you. That's very true.
No, I'm fucking around.
Definitely braver. Definitely braver. You've got your songs.
You know, I've always been so jealous of that shit, dude. I wish. No, well, I'll tell you what, though. It's not. It's what I got into comedy because I just always wanted to do stand up. That's
Yeah.
all it was. Like, since being a kid, I was like, I watched. You guys know Russell Peters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was in Serb church. They were passing around the like burnt version of Russell Peters' first special, and it came into my hands when I was like 6 years old. And I remembered the entire hour. Like, I watched it so many times that I knew it word for word. And I was like, this is sick. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do at the time. I was just like, oh, this guy's being funny. And I would, like, do it at lunchtimes at school.
Yeah.
You do the routine.
I do the full hour of Russell Peters at
Yeah?
school. Yeah, I do, like my favorite parts of it. And it's now, it was a 7-year-old doing Indian accents and shit like that.
yeah, it wouldn't be allowed today.
But like that's 100% like was my first gigs like the lunchtimes at primary school doing Russell Peters' material.
Do you know what's weird is like musos can kind of like do covers of other people's songs, right? And make lots of money doing that. If you guys do covers of anybody else,
yeah, you Joe Pasquale.
yeah.
You stole someone.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. It's so like, I mean, it's people always compare music and comedy, but I think they're so different.
I think they're cousins though. I think we're more closer related than like actors. Like,
Oh, 100%. Actors at the bottom of the barrel. Actors are scum. Like, genuinely, every actor I meet, and I did an acting course.
yeah, me
He
too.
was an actor as well for a
Yeah,
little bit.
see, that's the thing. It's like when you talk to actors, you're like, you just have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and they're just disconnected cunts.
You're like Rod Stewart doing someone else's words.
Yeah.
Or like, I tell you what I just watched. I fucking, you guys know Bill Maher?
Yeah.
So I found this clip because I was just in a fucking YouTube hole 2 nights ago. And I found a clip from 2014. I'm just going to tell you the title of the video, right?
Yeah.
It was so you know Sam Harris?
Yeah.
Right? So it was Sam Harris, Bill Maher, and Ben Affleck debate radical Islam. And I was like, feels like a sketch. Like this feels.
I think I've seen that.
Oh yeah, is that the one where Ben
I've seen
Affleck gets so defensive?
He gets so hot under the collar, dude. Because Sam Harris is just coming out like very like measured.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I mean, if you look at Sam Harris, you're like, this guy isn't throwing his dick around.
Yeah.
He's very much just like measured, and he's thought about this very deeply, and he wants to present it very deliberately. And then the second he's done, Ben Affleck is just like, loses his fucking mind. He's like, you're a fucking racist. Just goes crazy at him. And it was like, that right there is the perfect example of like, this is what happens when actors think they're the
Smart.
people that they portray.
Yeah. And you could see that Ben Affleck was just like triggered because he knows that he's thinking of what his public image. Like I could kind of see that.
Didn't Ben Affleck go on like This Is Your Life and he found out his family were slave owners?
I had no idea.
They owned a huge plantation and he tried to pay millions of dollars for them not to release the episode.
Whoa.
He was like, do not release this episode.
I had no
Casey
idea.
Affleck's been in enough trouble. We don't need that stuff coming out as well.
Fuck it. Okay, that makes sense.
Allegedly.
That makes sense then that he was like, you're a fucking, that's disgusting thing to say.
But I mean, someone's family's got to be slave owners in the past. You know what I mean? It's not nice if like someone's family's got to be Nazis. I'm just saying it.
Yeah, it's your roll of the dice.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
I'm pretty clean. Like Serbs only fucked up other Yugoslavs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and also in the global community, we are just completely overlooked. So it's going to be hard for me to find anything from my ancestors. It's like, oh fuck. Yeah. Like I'm not going to find out my uncle was a Nazi or something like that. I just won't.
It's very handy to know. But you know what? Though? He was a womanizer. He was a bloody womanizer.
Yeah. He was gay. That's what I would find out. That would be the thing in Serbia. Like he was fucking gay. They would get crazy about that.
Oh, it's fucked, eh?
But so that right there, I think, because I did a 3-year acting degree, and I was like, it was QUT.
What the fuck do they teach you in 3 years in an acting degree? Like, because are you just being taught by some cunt that didn't make it? And
basically.
And then he's just
one
telling
of the Baldwin brothers.
I would have killed for one of the Baldwin brothers.
Yeah. Like instead he got Steve.
One of the Baldwin brothers did kill, actually.
But no, we just got like random theater directors that were big in the 80s, and like their claim to fame was like, I was on an episode of Blue Heelers. Yeah. And everyone would be like, wow. Because that's the thing. It's like everybody's just like,
we're not worthy.
So like, oh my God, did you hear that she did a walk-on role for a like local play at La Boite? Like, it starts to become this thing where it's very cultish.
Yeah.
But what happens, this is what I'm saying, is like actors start to take themselves very seriously, and they forget that they're literally just paid to be pretty while they say other people's words. And so in terms of music and comedy, I'm like, yeah, you have to make up your own shit. You're part of every process. Like that goes into it. But in terms of bravery, like stand-up, I think is just like, I don't know. You get that thing where people go like, it's brave, but you're like, I know everything I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you're up there, and you may have, your set, and you've got it all there. If something doesn't land,
oh yeah, you're fucked.
The thing of you bombing in front of a room, and you being like, oh shit, and there's nobody there behind you. You can't play Wonderwall. You know what I mean? You're just fucking in that moment. That's a tough gig, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get used to it. That's the thing. You just do. Like,
you just get used to sucking, or like
no, I think you get used to like, oh, this could go any way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when it doesn't go your way, you're like, oh, well, that was you gig enough times, and you guys will get that, where it's just like, you get enough times where it's like, it hurt originally, it hurt the second time, it hurt really bad the third time. After a minute, you're just like, I'll get you tomorrow.
Is it worse? Like for me, if I like play a song and then there's little to no reaction, right? Inside of me, my ego is going, oh.
What is a reaction to you?
Woo! You're so sexy, Jack. Woo! Yeah. And I'm like, shut up, mum. But that's like that. I need that. You know what I mean? I'm writing a song about a soldier with PTSD. Boy, do I need a reaction at the end of that song. God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking goes in deep.
Yeah,
Goes
of
in
course.
We've got sad music on here, just for my music, because all my music is sad.
Right.
Yeah, you can't write a fucking happy song to save his life.
There's not one in me.
Yeah, I get it. I'm only sad songs. That's my entire Spotify.
Is it?
It's only sad songs.
That means you're
what's
really.
your go-to sad song.
Oh fuck, bro.
You and Becca Charlwood have had a little Barney. What are you listening to?
You guys know the band The Gaslight Anthem?
Yeah.
They have a song called "Here's Looking at You, Kid." Do you know that one?
Yeah.
That's a big sad one for me. "Here's Looking at You, Kid's a huge one.
Come here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know about it?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I've been there, man. Been there.
Yeah?
You need those songs. Tori Amos, Winter, I listened to this morning.
Yeah.
I was nearly crying to myself in bed.
That's the thing.
But I'm here now.
The sad stuff barely touches the side. It just
Yeah.
feels nice. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's gone past the point where it depresses me.
You know what it is? You're like, well, it could be worse.
Yeah, that's straight up.
It's like watching Schindler's List and you go, it could be worse.
Just like, at this point, it's just like a nice warm blanket to
Yeah.
me. That's all it is.
Yeah, I find it's very easy to listen to happy, like sad music when life is going really well. But as soon as life starts to become a bit shit, the sad music is I can't do it anymore. It's like I just want the Beatles.
Have you heard Charles Bradley changes the cover of Ozzy?
yeah. That's great. I love that.
And I watched that video before I moved to Australia. There's a bit of trauma. Anyway, and then when I moved, and that song, I just listened to it like a million times a day, and I was like, this song is everything in my life right now.
Yeah.
This is everything I need right now.
I'm the same with I can't listen to sad music when I'm sad.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, life is already shitty.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about fucking because all the movies coming out are like really introspective, deep. It's my fucking problem with, A24.
Yeah.
I hate all A24 movies because they always are like just very like deep and like, hey, fucking poor Asian family. You know what I mean? and you have to walk out like, yeah, I guess that fucking sucked. And I'm like, life is already fucking shit enough.
Yeah.
Why do I need to go pay $20 to feel worse?
Yeah.
It's also, Karen's Diner. I have so many fucking thoughts about this shit. You guys know about Karen's Diner?
Yeah.
What's this?
Karen's Diner is this themed restaurant where the waiters are purposely
Oh,
mean to you.
yeah.
Who the fuck is going to that? That's why you go out to dinner, is you're the one person that can't be mean to me today. I'm paying you, so you go like, yes, what else would you like?
Yeah.
Are you guys all right? You're good?
Yeah.
But motherfuckers go into Karen's Diner and they like throw menus at you and like, give you that shit.
I went out for dinner last night with the fam, and I
invited.
and I got my grandpa didn't invite you to the birthday. Do you have to ask him to put you on the list for next
I
year?
thought you were about to say funeral. I was like, fuck.
If he makes it.
But yeah. So we're out for dinner, right? And we're at the Star. It's it's lovely, whatever. But life is pretty good at this point in time, right? It feels good. So I was like, and then the weird thing is, right, when you're at the restaurant, it feels uncomfortable, right? Because it's like everyone's just leaning over your shoulder. So, would you like some more water? And you just getting water and wine poured and things, and there's so much shit on the menu, and you don't know the names of half the shit in it. You're just like, I can't pronounce this. I don't know if I should eat it or not, you know. And then I was like, this feels fucking sterile. This environment right here. There's just everyone is too nice.
You'd rather
to you.
someone who is serving your Parmigiana call you a cunt.
Oh, absolutely, because I'd rather that
Here's
than
your
them feel
Parmy,
like
cunt.
they're
you fucking
because
dickhead.
everyone was like coming up to me like it felt like they were slaves to me, and I was like, I don't like this. I would like you to call me a cunt, please.
Were you eating in the 1800s? What was going on?
No, because like everyone was just over like just wanna-
Over-service.
yeah,
That's
and
what
it's-
I want. What you're
makes
saying
me
is you don't like
uncomfortable.
good hospitality.
No,
I want good hospitality. I don't
and-
want to have to pay someone to be like, here's your Parmigiana, you pedophile.
And plus,
I'll
like
be
at a
"No, I'm not
restaurant
into this."
too, I always feel like it's weird too because you sit on this table and then there's some cunt behind you and there's someone in front of you, and you're always like you don't know if you can really be like I don't know. Every time I go into a new environment, man, it's like for a little bit until I kind of warm up, and like I always if somebody did that, I feel like okay, I feel uncomfortable now. You know what I mean? Just
Always
break
that
the reality.
moment where they go. They come over, you're just eating, right? And it's like they fucking time it. You're just eating. They go, is everything okay with your meal? And you go, oh, it's bloody perfect. Thank you very much. It's lovely.
Yeah, I love
Thank
you.
so much. Yeah.
And there's a weird.
Sit down, put your feet up. You deserve a break.
I'll tell you what, I have been to restaurants where they fucking do that, and I
Yeah.
don't like that shit either. Have
No.
you had that where like the waiter will like sit next to you while they talk to you?
Uh,
I don't fuck with that. I've had that a couple times where I'm like, bro, read the fucking body language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a date with my girlfriend. We don't need you here.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting down. And he's like, all right, legend. So this is what I recommend.
Legend.
I'm like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So I don't want that, but I also don't want the purposely mean. And also, this is the thing, because going back to the actor thing, the only people that are going to get hired at Karen's restaurant are out of work actors that are like, oh, this will be a little bit fun. And because I can understand the management process. They're like, oh, you're an actor. Well, that's actually perfect because we need some more performative energy. So now you have actors with broken dreams being mad at you because you ordered a Pepsi and they're like doing it too hard. You know what I mean? Like it's forced mean.
It's Coke. It's Coke, all right?
Yeah. Like I think like the performative nature of it. I'm like, if it was just a place where, I'll tell you what, you want your wait staff to be mean to you, go get a kebab. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but they're pretty friendly too.
Go to a Lebanese restaurant. They're like, "What do you want?" You know what I mean? It's genuine. Instead of like now, I have an acting major being like, "Oh yeah, you want a Parmigiana? You okay?" You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's forced.
Another one, fat boy.
Yeah. It's like it's cringe.
Yeah.
If you want someone to be mean to you, go into like an old ethnic, go to a Slavic restaurant. I guarantee you.
So if there's any actors looking to come on the podcast, just give us a shout.
But like the kebab
well,
shop
I mean-
down here, there's a kebab shop down here because we're in Bankstown, hence West Underground, right?
Westies.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
So there's a kebab shop down here. It's called What's Up Brothers, right? I go in there.
that was that place?
Everyone just wants to shake my hand. Yeah. Like,
All right.
Yeah, because you put Bankstown on the map with this. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, the king of Western Sydney, bro. You
Name's
walk
right.
in. Yeah.
No, I don't mean. This is the thing. When I say go to a kebab shop,
so that,
don't go to the one where it's like What's Up Brothers is like a fun name, and I'm like, people are going to be there that work there. They're going to be cool. I reckon go to the one that's like just kebabs. Like if you want someone to be mean to you, just go
3 a.m.
yeah.
3 a.m.
Be like, hey,
Alright.
can I get a chicken
Do you
kebab?
feel
And watch them
like-
be like, yeah.
do you feel like I suppose this is the reason why I want somebody to be mean to me a little bit because then it goes
got a
into
kick for it.
because
He's had a good life.
I think Aussies like because I'm from the country. I don't know, you're from Brisbane, which is probably more like that than Sydney. But do you know what I mean? Like you want to have that banter where you give back. Like that's what I want. Like
Totally.
you know, so when he's mean to me, because I'm gonna straight up be like throw some shit at him, and then it's gonna be that banter, and that's fun. And like, because I felt like an actor in this restaurant. Like he's like, "Do you want to taste the wine?" And I was like, "Do I swirl and sniff it? Like, I don't know. Do I play the part right now?
Do I
Like,
swell and sniff the wine?
like, do I have to act? Because that's what I feel like. I suddenly go in there and I was like, do I have to act like I'm fucking George Clooney in the Nescaf app? You know, like,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, 'cause
Right.
I
So you feel like you have to put something on.
because I feel like I've got to conform to the
surroundings?
surroundings
That's
because you've got lovely buildings out like there and like see that's why I would like somebody to fucking do it so then it breaks that thing and I'm like yeah no I don't have to
I
put on
see.
anything.
I have the opposite thing when I'm in a restaurant, in like a really nice restaurant. I feel because I feel out of place, I lean more into being out of place. Like it's fun for me to be the poor dude in the nice restaurant.
Picking your nose.
Yeah, straight up. Like I don't do any of like the nice, like the color. Like I don't feel any need to conform. I'm
Yeah.
like I am just gonna because I am very proud at just being me always.
Yeah.
And so when we're in like a nice restaurant, people are like, "Would you like sparkling?" I'm like, "Tap." Tap is fine for me, brother.
yeah.
Like,
Spicy water, right?
yeah, I'm calling everyone brother. Like, I got fired from the Royal Golf Course because I was too casual with how I spoke. Like,
I could see that.
yeah, like I called it's like, and these are people that are like, everyone owns 3 houses that comes to this golf course. I'm like, anything else, brother? Just a milkshake? You know what I mean? I got fired for that. Because it was just like, that's not, you call them sir or madam. And I was like, I am not getting paid sir or madam money.
Yeah. I'm getting paid Hulk Hogan brother money.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
So what are we having, mate?
Yeah, it's like, you're lucky that I'm not spitting in the milkshake for these rates.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, brother. You ain't getting a milkshake today, brother. Man, the restaurant thing's so funny. My missus is quite a fancy, well brought up, well put together lady, right? And we went to this restaurant years ago, and it was like fancy as fuck. And we had soup, and they brought out like a bread roll, right? And I went, started ripping it up to dip it in, and she went, "Don't do that! Don't do that! You don't dip your bread in the soup." I was like, "What the fuck are you supposed to do with it?" And she was like, "Put it in your mouth and then put the soup in your mouth." I was like, "Have you ever ate soup before? This can't be how the rich live. That is not how you eat bread and soup.
That's crazy.
You dunk the fuck around. You get in there. You know what I mean?
So
you clean the car with it and then you eat it."
So, like, I've got something to add to this. So, like, I'm so glad for Hugh over here, my cousin, last night, because he broke me out of having to act fancy, right? Because this guy, we get the bread and they give it to the table and they give us the butter. This guy gets the butter and puts it on his nose like this.
Yeah.
Right.
And he just has
Right.
like this white butter nose at the table, and our family is like,
That's the way to do it. I'm basically, you guys know in Shrek 2 when Shrek meets Fiona's parents?
Yeah.
And he's like, great soup, Miss Q. And everyone else is washing their hands.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah. I prefer to be that motherfucker.
You look a bit like when Shrek becomes
Turns into
human.
human? Yeah, I've done that before.
You actually do. What does he say? Is he
Sexy Shrek, baby.
Yeah, it's like he goes, cute button nose.
Yeah. That's me, dude. I'm so into. I look like human Shrek. I feel like again, like we said in the last record, cancel baby. I look like a very like stock standard, just fucking. If you see a Serb, you're like, yeah, that's a Serb. You're like, that's just.
you look like you could be big if you tried. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like if
100%.
you could be a weightlifter in another life.
I've been told that my entire life as well. It's like the amount of times I've had coffees with someone where they're like, "You play rugby," and like just as a statement, and I'm like, nah. And
You do look like a rugby.
Yeah, I can see you in a rugby
someone
jersey.
once called my body wasted potential.
Was it an ex-girlfriend?
No. Right. No, it was actually one of the regulars at the Royal Golf Course.
Was it?
Yeah. He was like, your entire body is wasted potential.
You said, thanks, brother.
Yeah, oh, cheers, bro. Yeah, I'm just shit at sport, and I hold no value in like being big.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's like, and I understand that sounds stupid because I know some dudes that like, especially dudes that are like smaller. I've had this where they're like, I would kill to have your body. I'm like, ideally, because in my fucking teenage years,
Which bar is this in when they say this to you? I would kill to have your
not
body.
kill necessarily.
Okay.
But like when you meet thinner dudes that really want to put on weight,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I put on weight so easily.
Yeah.
And everyone's always been like telling me my entire life, just like, dude, if you just worked out, you would be so fit. And I'm like, yeah. But because
We'll get to that.
Yeah, straight up. But when I was in high school, because all of my heroes were like skinny dudes.
Yeah.
Because I listened to punk and emo and all these, so all of my favorites were skinny dudes. Being big felt weird from the get. To this day, I would way rather look like fucking like the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, bro, I get that. So, like, I remember getting into skateboarding when I was like 12, 13. And I've got like big tree trunk thighs, right? Like,
Me too, Bubba.
yeah, the big thighs,
Yeah,
baby.
Buzzy.
Big thighs. And like, I remember getting skinny jeans. And I was so jealous of the lads who could wear ladies' skinny jeans. And I was being like, wish I had skinny legs.
Yeah.
I wish I was built like a heroin addict. You know what I mean?
Because I've just been given this body now, and I
Given
refuse
this
to use
amazing
it.
body.
I refuse to. Instead, I'm like, I'm going to write jokes.
Yeah. Well, you do it well. You do it very well.
Yeah, yeah, but this is the thing, man. I feel like I would be so much more successful if I just chose something else. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, you know that thing? It's like
what
my
would you...
body type, like the rugby thing.
Yeah.
If I just got into rugby, I reckon I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah,
know what I
you'd
mean?
be
I
you'd be
wouldn't
sitting with the
answer your
honey
fucking
badger.
phone calls,
You'd be
boys.
playing for the Storm.
Yeah, straight up. I'd be somewhere on fucking Moreton Bay, just chilling.
Yeah.
6 chicks, probably. I don't know.
Yeah,
who the
yeah.
fuck, what happened?
Would Beck be there as well?
No,
No,
dude,
he'd
I'm
get
living life.
He would get the next season. He would have got the next season of The Bachelor straight after the honey badger.
100%. But instead, I'm like, that's an interesting premise. Maybe we could get some more juice out of that. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's a little bit derivative. I say derivative a lot now.
Yeah.
I could have been on a fucking Uber Eats ad going, tonight I'll be eating, and then you'll see me on a current affair the next day.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, for peeing in your own mouth.
That could have been me.
Could have been me. I think the comedy's going all right though.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it is going
How
good.
long have you been doing comedy now then?
It's about to be 5 years. It's about
5
to be
years.
5 years.
And I think like Todd Carney's got like the peeing in the mouth thing covered. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just do that on stage,
Yeah, well, I mean,
metaphorically.
fuck, that's Frenchie's thing, man.
Yeah.
Frenchie's about to start peeing in his own mouth. He's got the shoey.
Yeah.
Was a cultural moment. I wish I had something like that. Maybe it is
shoey?
peeing in your mouth.
The shoey.
Yeah, Frenchie's thing. That's Frenchie popularized the shoey.
Yeah.
yeah, fuck shoeies.
I've never done one.
Nah,
Never
me
would.
Do you
either.
want to do one right now?
Absolutely not.
Like,
Shoey,
Absolutely
shoey.
not.
Hugh, give us your shoes.
no,
There's
Hugh
definitely
should
no
do a
fucking way.
shoey.
If you've got Crocs, it'll make it more interesting.
No, I reckon Hugh should do a shoey just so we can put as the clickbait. Huey does a shoey.
Oh, it never ends, does it? The marketing
Yeah.
brain of a genius. So yeah, I seen Aleks. We did this before I unplugged everything. I went to watch Aleks on Thursday at Comedy Untamed at Potts Point Hotel, and it was awesome,
Yeah,
man.
no
And
invite.
Yeah, you don't need to do everything with me. You know, it's
No,
about
no,
Aleks.
no, yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't about you, okay?
I've
This
been
is about
asking.
Aleks.
I've been
I have nowhere to be.
asking
You guys can
for
sort whatever
5
the fuck you
weeks
need between you.
and saying, Jack, we should go this Thursday to this thing, right? Because I was the one who told you about it, right?
Yeah.
And going, we should go. We should go. We should go. This guy goes and doesn't invite me.
It was good though. I was glad you went there. It made it better that you went there. It really did. It really did. So yeah, you went up, man, and absolutely killed it. So like, how often are you gigging? Do you call it gigging?
Yeah, I call it gigging.
Do
Yeah.
you call it? I said that to you once, and you went, "They don't call it gigging."
No, we call it
No.
gigging.
You call it gigging?
Yeah.
No,
What the fuck else would you call it?
Well,
Doing a show. Actually, no. I said
No,
doing a
well,
show.
what I said was, I said, how can they call it gigging? Because it's not really like, because I was like, can we just trademark that as musicians ourselves, and then the comedians have to call it something else?
Oh yeah, doing our little riddles.
Yeah.
I'm riddling.
yeah, I
He
don't
does a
know.
lot of that anyway.
I was like,
ADHD joke.
Hey.
Hey, singer.
Do you have a bow 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 like an air horn noise?
I don't
No,
wanna
I've
touch
taken it
anything.
off.
I don't want to touch anything in case I unplug it
Good
again.
point.
yeah,
Can't help it.
I like that.
But yeah, no, we call it gigging. I'm gigging like most nights.
Yeah.
Most nights. Just because it's like it's such I don't know how you guys feel about your little shows that you do.
Your little performances. Yeah.
But like it's a muscle that's lost very quickly.
Yeah.
Like if you don't gig for a week, it feels like you're starting all over again.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's like the amount of like comfortability that you have to have just so like everything goes how you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
You need to be really, really warm. And if you're not doing it, if 1 week, dude, talk to anybody. Ask Pat when he's here. Fucking everybody's like, I haven't been gigging for a week. Everyone around you is responsible. Like, damn.
Yeah. Got to get the reps in.
Yeah, you just to stay warm. Because if you don't, it's like you start forgetting bits. You're a little bit sloppier.
Yeah.
You're not as tight on the riff.
Yeah. I think that is like a strictly comedian thing. Like, cause do you know what I mean? Like, cause sometimes I think musicians should gig, but sometimes I'm like, I think you also should go write some music and get in the studio and just write a bunch of songs.
I don't disagree with that, man. Writing is hella important. Like what I'll do, this is the thing. I work in seasons where it's like
Yeah.
I'll have usually like if I don't feel like gigging, I'll go away for a month and I'll just write.
Yeah.
And then I come back for a month and I gig hard out for 3.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
and then it's like, okay, cool, that all works. I'll go away for a month because I can't gig and write usually at the same time.
Yeah.
like,
Too much going on. Too much.
Too
in your
much
brain.
going on, and then you just start like getting into the same topics
Yeah.
again and again, and it's really hard to break out of. But once you take a little bit of a break, process everything, the new thoughts start popping up. You're like, oh, that would be interesting if I could go this way. I feel like talking about this, whatever, yada yada. But when you're gigging all the time, it's just so easy to get caught up in. I just want to riff. I just want to hang out. I just want to have a fucking
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
And so you're not writing as much.
Yeah.
Usually, that's for me at least. I don't know how everybody else does it, but I always need time off, and I'll just be
Yeah.
With the pen and the pad.
not the
and
pen and the
lab.
pad, yeah, more like that. But yeah, I need to take time off because it's also like there's nothing worse than being the dude that sticks to the same material for 4 years,
Yeah.
which you'll see all the time.
Yeah.
Like all of the biggest acts in Australia, you'll see them again and again doing the exact same shit because
Yeah.
they're at the point where they don't really need to prove anything again.
Mm.
Yeah, but that can't be. It's like we always say this: if you write a hit song, the rest of your life you're playing that song.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and I'd like to see comics do like a greatest hit show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And like turn up and you just play the bangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well,
Like turn up and play Hotel California. And I just think like we always that's your life now.
yeah.
Whereas if you have that great bit, once that's, filmed, whatever, on a special, that's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kinda.
It just lives in the memory of everyone who's watched, but you can't go back there.
It's different with music because like a bit you can't be like fucking if you know the words, do it with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like a joke loses its edge, and also you just get. I don't know how you guys feel playing the songs again and again, but every joke I have has like a year's shelf life for me personally before I start being like, I fucking hate saying this bit.
Yeah, I think this is where music and comedy differs, because like if I go see a band, right, and they're like let's just say you go see the Eagles, right, and they're like, oh, this is our we're gonna only play our new album, you would just be like, I want to walk out the door right now. Yeah. But if you go see a comedian play and he's like doing his like hits, and you've watched all the specials on Netflix, you'd be like, I know all the jokes. Like, nothing's going to be like surprising or like funny, because I already know what the funny part is.
Yeah, totally.
Before you say it.
I think a greatest hit show, if you go to something, like I'm sure Jimmy Carr could do like a greatest hit show.
I think he does every single time.
So, and people are fine with that.
Who's going to say something? I'll say it about your mum.
Yeah. So it's like, and people are fine with that. I reckon
Yeah.
those one-liner comedians, but like for me, it looks like I'm coming up with this now. Right? Like I'm saying this and I'm trying to enjoy it in the moment. So if I do a greatest hit show, I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like one-liner, I reckon works great for a greatest
Have you ever tried that?
doing one-liners?
Yeah.
It doesn't work with me.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about it.
It's a bit hack, isn't it? Like, I think
there's people that can do it.
I think 10 minutes of it, you're like, oh yeah, but
so that's the thing.
It's how shocking it goes or has to go to keep you on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I can't watch a full hour of Jimmy Carr.
No, me either.
Like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I think I get it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about one-liners, is that if you're going to be a one-liner comic, you have to figure out a way to switch it up rhythmically so the hour is actually listenable.
Who did it really well? Like there's that guy that I love, and I think he was just like I can watch him for an hour. Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg's
He
great.
did it so well, and it was just so fun. I reckon Theo Von could probably pull that off as well.
Yeah,
doing it that like Mitch Hedberg kind of way.
There's a comic, Tom Whitcomb in Sydney, who's very good at that. He's more of a one-liner guy. Well, he started off more as a one-liner guy, but he's figured out like his own rhythm.
Yeah.
So he's still got the one-line. He's still got like the hard hitters, but over an hour it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So it's more listenable.
Well, Jimmy Carr's done the same thing now. He's okay, I've done that one-liner business. He's like, how can I connect this whole show and take you on a journey with it? So I'm actually telling like anecdotes and stories, and then the tags are all there, not just joke, joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to. I mean, also I think an hour is too much for comedy.
Yeah.
45 minutes,
bro.
comedy,
45 and call it.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life, I only want to do 45 minutes and under. Like an hour is like, what the fuck do you have to say for an hour, dude? Yeah. After the 45 minutes, you're filling time. You're just trying to justify the ticket price.
Yeah.
That's it. 45, bro. Have an opener, do 45, everyone leaves happy.
Yeah. It's so funny though with music, Alek. So I watched the Paul McCartney set at Glastonbury the other week, and he played 3 hours, right? 80 years of age, killed it, right? But imagine you're like, right, we're going to go and watch Jim Jeffries for 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, that's what Dave Chappelle does.
I couldn't laugh that long.
Yeah.
Chappelle's always like fucking, it's like, you fucking, that's like those legends where it's like Chappelle did 48 hours in the store. You're like, that sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
But I think
kid, Chappelle's here, wants to do 9 hours.
But there's some, like when you're saying like 45 minutes, I think like this, but there's some comedians you would want to go over time because like, what's the Billy Connolly? Like you want to go see Billy Connolly for an hour because the way he talks is slow.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed Aleks Milinkovic?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are those dudes also, because Billy Connolly's been doing it since before the dawn of time.
Yeah.
And same with like Dave Chappelle. It's like, there are these guys where it's like, just because of how long you've been doing it, you can go forever.
Yeah.
But at this level, the fact that there are people that's like 2 years in, being like, I'm about to do my first hour, which is a very common thing. It's like, the fuck are you going to do for an hour? Bro?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. Like, you're going to juggle? What the fuck is going on past the 45-minute mark?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. But I understand why Chappelle, is like, okay,
and but Chappelle's like a good, like it takes Chappelle 5 minutes to get through the joke because he's got to, like, he paints a whole picture of the story. Like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I feel like it shouldn't be, because also, to be fair, in Australia, there's no way to make money unless you're doing hours, right? Unless you're doing the festivals, there's very limited opportunity for you to go anywhere. So you have to do hours, meaning you have to bullshit your first 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Has Will Gibb hacked the system?
Will Gibb is one of the people. He's 100% one of the people that hacked the system.
Yeah.
He has figured out a way to just like bypass the entire first part.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, so did a lot of these internet dudes. Frenchie's one of those people.
Yeah.
Neil
Friendly
Kahatka,
Geordie. Yeah.
Well,
Friendly Geordies.
He's broke through the gatekeepers kind of thing, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He's went
Yeah.
around the. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like we spoke to Pat about that. I think Will had been doing it like 8 months before COVID and everything. And fuck, what a creative way. Man, his videos are everywhere. I've got friends in Liverpool who send me his videos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
The fucking fact that someone like Will, who started, by the way, if you watch his first videos, it was literally just he would give like weird snacks to his mum and dad.
Yeah.
He would give weird snacks and get their reactions, and that started going off. And then he was like, "Oh, I'll do like a character," and then just went into the stratosphere like immediately, almost overnight.
Yeah.
We just started like hanging out with Will Gibb, and he would get stopped so often that it ruined the hang. Like it was like, Jesus Christ, this is on another level. And now the gatekeeping thing, the gatekeepers now want Will because the industry is figuring out like, oh, we need to get onto this internet shit. Yeah. And Will doesn't need them anymore. Yeah. So he's just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
He's figured out he's selling out shows.
He's cracked it, man. Like
I remember seeing Will Gibb, and like it was just a moment of being like, it was just weird to see him. It was almost like he was a Beatle. You know what I mean? Like everyone was just like gravitating to him at the end of the show.
Valley Hotel.
Yeah.
And the people were there. Pat was hosting, but the people were there to see
Will.
Well, yeah.
And Pat's so funny about it. Pat's like, yeah, I think his first viral video is me. He's like, I didn't get any credit for that. But yeah, man, I do like the way he's done it because it's like the X Factor thing, or Australia's got The Voice or something, right? We go as musicians, we go, it's the wrong way of doing it. You know what I mean? You should be playing in the pissy bars,
of course,
that smell like old ladies and dead men, and you know what I mean. You want to get changed in the disabled toilet. Yeah. You have to. These are the things you have to do.
Yes.
Or you can go on that, and then within a year you. You're
friends with Guy Sebastian.
Yeah. Which we all want to be.
Of course.
Is that true?
What?
Are they mates? Is that like a true
I mean the people that win.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Breaking news on West Underground: Will Gibb and Guy Sebastian are friends.
No. I mean like the people that win X Factor and shit. Like,
And so like what Will's doing is just essentially that, but not the extent of it. You know what I mean? He's cracked it for himself. I think it's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, is that, like, all of those internet dudes always had that with the people in the industry. It's that same thing where it's like, nah, bro, you want to be a famous comedian? You do 10 years talking to 6 people, and then one of our guys comes along and goes, hey, kid, you want to come do the Melbourne Comedy Festival? And then you become famous, dickhead.
From Dubbo.
Yeah.
Hey, kid.
And then you do the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and then you get onto a panel show on the ABC, and no one watches it, but you're a famous comedian
you're
now.
on the TV.
Right. And then all these internet dudes just went like, oh, I'll just put sketches out, and they started getting massive audiences. But then they got shunned by the industry. This is the thing. Will is probably in the best situation because Will came along at the time that the industry recognized the internet is a really valuable resource. But all of these internet dudes that came before him, the Neils, the Frenchies, Luke Kidgel, all these people, industry was like, you're not real. But meanwhile, they're selling out theaters fucking all over the country, wherever they want to go, but everyone's like pissy about it. It's like, if you motherfuckers, the smartest thing to do would be get those guys on the gala, because at least now people are watching the gala.
100%. And you know what I mean? They're still doing the same job.
Yeah.
They're still being comedians.
They're still doing jokes.
It's just not your route of doing it. Like, it's fucking...
It's not your
it's stupid,
particular
man.
brand of jokes. Yeah.
But we all get defensive about the right way. And then when someone cracks it, you go, oh, fuck, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to Short Stack next Friday. You guys go to Short Stack?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, I remember, like, when I got, like, into the punk scenes in Brisbane, everyone hated Short Stack because it was one of those things that was like, they're cute. That's why everyone likes them. They're like, yeah.
I still listen
they're cute.
to...
Fuck it.
They are.
They're cute. Yeah. But
Short Stack had some bangers, though.
Short Stack has some bangers.
I still listen to Short Stack
Me too. The new album is fantastic. The new album is actually really, really good, and I'm fucking so keen to go see them. But I understand.
Where's it at?
Next Friday. Where is it? I actually don't know. I don't know which venue.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the city. But if you're not doing anything, fucking come along. Me and Zach will be there. But it's the same thing. I remember like being around like bands that would be like, it's bullshit, man. Everybody just likes them because they're fucking cute. Yeah, and just like they just like Diet, Fall Out Boy, and it's like, man, yeah, but understand that this is like
but they
part
had
of
some
it.
good songs. Like you can't deny the songs. They were just jealous, I think.
I think we all just get a bit jealous, don't we? You know,
We do. You got to focus on your own shit.
Yeah, I remembered like just hating One Direction and Justin Bieber just because all the girls liked them, and I was like, fuck you, Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And now if you listen to Justin Bieber, you're like, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, it's all really good.
Where
Yeah.
are you now that I need you? I remember that
was
song coming out
beautiful.
and being like, who's this? And I was like, oh, it's Justin Bieber's new song. And I went, well, fucking bad.
Yeah.
Not
Purpose in its entirety, the
Yeah.
album is fucking
Yeah.
sick.
I couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't admit that to a lot of people. I'm sorry, people watching that going, Jack, Justin Bieber, right? Not fucking bad, man. Look at Harry Styles.
Oh,
Harry
Yeah.
Styles is on another level
Yeah.
right now, right? But he's still the kid who went on the X Factor.
speaking of kids, you know who I'm really jealous of? What's his name? He just came out, blonde-haired kid.
Kid
looks
Leroy?
fucking great. Kid Leroy.
Kid Leroy.
That motherfucker.
Interesting
He's
case.
Billy Darcy's made man.
Yeah.
Kid Leroy.
Kid Leroy is such an interesting case to me because he's one of those. I don't know how you guys feel about it musically. I feel like this is the case, music and comedy.
Yeah.
Where to get massive in Australia, you have to get massive
out of
somewhere
sync.
else.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very true.
You have to get massive somewhere else because Kid Leroy was here. He's fucking from Redfern, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And Triple J, 0 plays, like nothing. It was just one of these things where it's like everybody sort of semi knew about him, but he was rarely getting played. Gets on a fucking song with Juice WRLD, and now we're all like, we always loved Kid Leroy.
Yeah.
He's one of ours.
He'll always be the Leroy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when he was just the kid.
But it's so true.
Baby,
like,
baby Leroy.
look at any like Australian band. AC/DC went to England, became massive. The Bee Gees went to England, became massive. In Excess went all around the world.
Kylie Minogue in Britain is huge.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Tame Impala.
Oh, yeah, look at Tame Impala.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge in England.
Yeah.
All my friends, I'd say our favourite band is Tame Impala. Seen them so many times. I got here and people are like, oh, yeah, Tame Impala. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sticky Fingers are doing the same thing. You know what I
100%.
mean? You have to go outside of Australia.
There's like a core of people who really, really like you here.
Yeah.
But then they'll co-sign you overseas, and then the Australian public goes like, what are you talking about? We always loved him. Jim Jeffries.
I was just about to say Jim Jeffries.
Huge example.
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries. He went over, said cunt 10 times in the US,
Yeah.
and then we were all like, hey, that's our guy. Come back.
I love you, Jim.
Yeah.
Jimmy, remember me?
Yeah. He got no love when he was here.
Yeah.
He was just a
Ronnie Chang. Ronnie Chang.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's he Australian?
Yeah, he is. He's from Brisbane, I'm pretty sure.
All right, because I was watching his thing recently, and he was like talking about how he grew, like how he's been living in all different countries, and I was like, I don't know which one, like where you actually,
I'm pretty sure he
accent. 'Cause
started
he's
in
lived-
comedy in Brisbane.
yeah, because he's
okay.
been everywhere. I was watching a thing. When I had Stan for a little bit with worst streaming service, unless you're going to give us a
Give
sponsor,
us money, Stan,
yeah, and then you're the best.
F Netflix. Unless Netflix give us the money, then F Stan. Vice versa, we're here for the money.
But anyway, I had like a fucking free trial of Stan, and then that Ronnie Chang show that he shot while he was here. It's like where he's like an exchange student, and it's got Dave Eastgate in it as well. Fucking, it just great little mini series. But I was like, dude, like you were doing this in Australia, and then like a couple years later, you wouldn't even think about doing this ever again. Like you're so big that this just feels so worlds apart.
Yeah, he went to the Daily Show. Like, find me a bigger fucking show in the world to just get the co-sign off. It's like, okay, you're a Daily Show correspondent now.
Yeah, that's
You're
where
good for the rest of your life.
Steve Carell made his
Yeah,
entire life.
it's
Yeah.
SNL and the Daily Show. You
Yeah.
get on one of those two, you're good.
Yeah.
Do you think so? Is there anything like that in Australia? Really, like big sketch show like that?
Nah, we're missing something like
Yeah.
that. I reckon we used to have it. I reckon back in the now the closest thing would be like if you got on the Footy Show back in the day. People would be
Yeah.
like, hey.
Yeah.
Now I remember getting on the gala was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
on the gala now it still is in comedy circles, but no one really watches the Comedy International Melbourne Festival gala. Like, no one
Yeah.
does that. It's like got 250,000 views on ABC iView. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, TikToks get more.
I think like a big deal is Neil's like show, like that
Great
one,
example.
like that one is fucking huge. Like my friends ring me up in Melbourne and they're like want to talk to me about Neil's show. That's how I first heard about it from my mate in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then I started like then watching it, and now all those reels and videos all come up on my Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm just like, this is taking off. Like this is going to the stratosphere. Like, and I know that people overseas and stuff like that's their microscope for Australian comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
100%.
it's that or Rebel Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, it's those two. It's polar opposite. Because, like, that's just the case. It's like we are so disrespected in terms of our media.
Yeah, you are.
It's
really
genuinely.
Do you know what's funny? Like, speaking of Rebel Wilson, I was having a thought the other day,
Hot
and
now,
I was
by the
like,
way.
Sexy as
fat
fuck now.
people have no idols anymore because Adele's skinny, Rebel Wilson's skinny.
Yeah.
Like, who do fat people have to look up to anymore?
You've got me.
Yeah, your mum? No, I'm kidding.
Your
Well,
mum.
I
No,
mean,
that's too easy. But yeah, no.
well, I think they should.
She.
Hey, oh.
I think they now just have to look down at the scale.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You'll always have me.
there's that whole thing where it's like, I thought this was really funny of how, like, Adele got skinny, and then also, like, Lizzo posted a photo of her, like, on the treadmill or some shit.
Yeah.
And both of their fans were, like, furious.
Yeah.
Because just like, hey, fucking stay fat.
Yeah, well, no, because they've been like promoting body positivity. Well, I went to see Lizzo with my missus, right?
Yeah.
Because remember that song? And it's I know my hair back, check my nails, baby,
Yeah.
I feel feeling good as hell.
Yeah, of course.
That song, remember? Remember?
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
Do you remember that one? That song, my missus used to play it. I'm like, this is a fucking banger, this. So then we paid $500 to go to this day festival just to watch Lizzo, right? Boy, was it worth it. She's in the crowd. She had like fucking lingerie on. Bit sketchy, you know. I'm a married man, essentially. And she's there and she's like, I want everybody to put their hands up and I want you to say, be that bitch. And everyone's going, be that bitch.
I'm in there
Be
as well,
that
100%.
bitch. I'm in.
Yeah, be that bitch.
Be
Yeah.
that. And I was like, yeah, Lizzo, body positivity.
100%.
And now they're all like, yeah, actually, we've tried that for a bit.
Yeah, yeah, it fucking
I'm
sucks.
going to do F45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, but this is the thing. The fact that, like, body positivity
Yeah.
is such a... body positivity is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking let the chick lose some weight if she
Yeah.
wants.
Yeah.
But if it's like, fucking die fat. We need you to die fat. Otherwise, what are we?
I'm going to embarrass myself, but I'm going to tell this story anyway. So I heard the name Lizzo, right? No, don't play this. Don't play this. Don't touch the fucking
sad
buttons,
music.
Jack. Don't fuck this. Don't want to go do this again.
They call me Casanova fingers because everything I touch, you fuck.
But anyway, so Lizzo, right? I'd heard the name, I'd heard the songs, but I hadn't actually seen who she was. So anyway, I'm on TikTok the other day and I see this girl and she's like, it's what's the song here? Yeah, she's like,
about damn
she's
time.
like, it's not, she's not,
We
it's
should go
not,
and see
it's
Lizzo.
not
Let's go.
about,
I'm
it's
so
not
into
about
this. I
damn
love
time.
Lizzo.
It's about damn time. And I just thought it was this girl like doing the choreography for the dance really funnily. Like she was just,
Oh, that's
know,
all, wait, real quick. The fucking in a minute, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
a
I'm gonna get a sentimental.
pump me up.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love that
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
song.
and she like the song's huge everywhere. Tune, absolute
Absolute
tune.
tune.
But like I didn't know like the face behind it because I haven't watched their music videos or anything. But I'd just seen every other person do the song on TikTok, so I just thought she was teaching people on TikTok how to do the dance properly. And then I was like, why is the chick that's teaching people how to do the dance on TikTok on James Corden? And I was really confused until like the two,
I love how your brain works.
like because I'd seen her do. Because have you seen her TikTok?
I think I know the dance you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's like her going, it's not about damn time. It's about damn time. It's not
And you didn't
sentimental.
know-
And she teaches you how to do the dance.
You didn't know she was Lizzo.
No.
I'll tell you something embarrassing about me before this turns into the Lizzo appreciation podcast, which I think we should make. You know, I was like, you know, Bill Nye, the actor,
Yeah.
who's in Love Actually.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
old cool Bill Nye.
he's Davy Jones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Davy Jones Locker.
Yeah.
I when I was a kid, I thought he was Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I can see that.
I thought she was in the Rolling Stones.
I can see that,
Yeah,
dude.
I've got way more of it. Oh. And he's like,
In my balls,
when he goes-
Captain Jack
and he goes,
Sparrow.
let's get pissed and watch porn. Bill Nye legend. Yeah, I've got loads of those in Madison things. Don't worry, I can keep it going. Speaking of podcast ideas,
Yeah,
the boys watch Charmed.
not a thing anymore.
Why?
Because I'll tell you what. Because fucking Will Gibb. That's why. Because fucking Will
We're
Gibb
not
cracked
talking
it.
about Will Gibb cracking it, and I was like, I'm sure I used to host a podcast with Will Gibb.
Motherfucker. Yeah, no, well, this is the thing. Will Gibb, to be fair, also
Take me with you, Will. Take me with you.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to do a 2-man sketch of the PE teacher that was mean to you or whatever the fuck.
Okay, yeah.
But I highly disrespect everything that Will's ever done. This motherfucker. He left the podcast and now I can't enjoy his content. I'll kill him.
blame
I'll
you.
kill him.
I don't
No,
blame
no. It was actually very much this made sense because fucking Will cracked it, obviously.
Yeah.
And then he just became so busy that it was
You were it was just the boy that watched Charmed.
yeah, well, me, Sam Bowden, and Will.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, Will's got his own stuff going on. Makes sense. This literally makes zero money. It's the worst idea we've ever come up with, but it's fun to just catch up with the boys.
I love it.
This is the thing. The entire concept was, you guys know Charmed, the
Yeah.
show
Yeah,
Charmed.
yeah.
It was just literally that. It was we all go watch Charmed individually, and then
Yeah.
we come back and talk about it episode by episode.
Yeah.
And really what it turned into, and I think this is why we miss it a little bit. Well, the entire idea was just because, like, oh, it'd be nice to fucking hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
And we'll just catch up, but we'll put a through line in. Bowden came through and he was like, how about we do it around Charmed?
Yeah.
And I remember watching Charmed as a kid. Bowden was just watching Charmed and he was getting stoned. Will,
I was going to say there has to be weed involved in this podcast.
and Will's never seen it. So we were like, oh, this is like a nice little dynamic. We can do this. And we did, I think it was like 18 episodes all up of season 1. We didn't even get to finish season 1. But it was so fun.
Yeah.
However, so niche. So niche. So when Will was like, hey, boys, and by the way, it was so amicable. He was just like, hey, boys, I might have to bounce out of this one because he got a Spotify podcast.
Yeah.
And he's also doing all these TikTok. He releases every day.
we
All
were
these things.
really happy for him when
Yeah.
we seen he got that Spotify podcast, but we were a bit like,
Really jealous.
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Spotify.
Would be sick. But so yeah. and
Spotify,
then
if you're listening,
we
please.
straight up. But yeah, we might do one more to wrap up.
You should do.
You
man.
know,
especially with who Will Gibb is now. If he
Yeah.
does that one, right, and then everyone goes back, he might make some money out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is the thing. He was who he was when we were doing the podcast.
Yeah,
though.
true.
Like, it's not like it happened during the pod. He was already at 1 million TikTok followers
Yeah.
while we were doing the podcast. So it was never that. We never got Will in because we were like, oh, let's turn these 14-year-olds onto Charm.
Do you know
It was
what?
just like we were there for Will's first gigs, saw
Yeah.
through all this, and we just like hanging out with him. So we were like, fucking come do this with us.
Do you know what I'm looking for? Like in terms of like a podcast in like Australia, would love somebody to do what Andrew Schultz is doing at the moment.
This is
But-
pretty close.
I mean, this is pretty close, but I mean, none of us are Andrew Schultz, so.
Never watched that.
But I mean, like in terms of like getting all of you Sydney comedians, sitting them down like this, and you just ripping on everything that, and just talking about like what's happening in the world day by day, and not having any structure to it, just letting it just flow, and you just making commentary on shit in the world.
Well, I'll tell you, have you guys thought about having multiple comedians on at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've tried to
reckon
do
it's
it, but
worth
like it's so hard because, you know, in just trying to get comedians on in general is quite difficult because always the time.
Yeah, well, because when you gig, really, like, it is a bit of a nightmare.
Because this is the thing. You guys are doing Pat after this.
Yeah.
If I knew that, I would have been like, just chuck me in on Pat's one.
I wish we
did.
I wish we
We
would
could have
have.
just done a group one. That would have been sick.
Yeah.
Next time we'll do a group one.
But I
Let me
think
know.
I
I'd
think
be
we
down.
swung Pat in later on in the afternoon because he was doing something and you wanted to come early, and it's like
True.
Well, yeah, it would have been good. It would. I think just because you're friends as well,
I really
Yeah.
like hanging out with Pat.
Just to hang shit on it. I love Pat, man. I fucking love Pat.
Yeah, Pat was the first dude to like bring me into Sydney comedy.
Yeah.
He was the first, like he was the one when I first moved to Sydney.
So nice.
Gave
Pat,
me all
Pat,
the
we're
gigs.
giving you the fucking rap here.
Pat's the shit.
Pat Doherty, man. Great
I'm using this
artist.
entire hour to shout out everybody else.
Yeah.
I literally,
Yeah, we
we already talked about
on
this.
Thursday, Alex said to me, "Is there anything to do? Like prepare?" And I said, "Man, just promote yourself." And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Just promote yourself." And he went, "Okay." And we've done Lizzo, we've done Will Gibb, we've done Billy Darcy,
Yeah,
done
Sam Bowden, Pat,
Yeah.
literally everyone but me.
Yeah.
But also, it's just because that's the nature of this shit, I think. It feels so weird to sit down and talk about yourself and be like, yeah, I'm fucking killing it.
I am the shit.
It's like,
I am the shit.
It's so hard to sit here and not acknowledge, Pat, Bill, all these people that are obviously killing it. And I feel weird. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I just feel so weird sitting down and being like, yeah, I'm fucking nailing it, dude. It's like, it feels so disingenuous. It's like, come to a gig, buy a ticket, you'll probably have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think also because the class before us, in terms of comics, never shouted each other out. Like, no one ever gave anyone else flowers. It was very much, it's me or you.
Yeah.
And so far, our sort of generation of comics has been really good at shouting everybody out, getting each other opportunities and stuff like that, getting on each other's shows, podcasts. And I think it's a reaction to how it used to be. So now we're all trying
I think it's the age we are as well, man. I think how, we're a sensitive age bracket. I feel more so than the ones before us. We played a gig with a very, very well-known musician, right? Big in the 80s and the 90s, right? We played with him 2 shows in a week. I'm giving this away big time, right? Not once did he say on stage, "I'll give it up for the Grand Union." Not once, right? And I was like, "Oh, maybe it's an old school thing of, they never did it."
Right.
So fair enough. But then on the Monday when we played with him again, he didn't do it again.
Holy shit.
And I walked away from it and I was like, I don't like that.
I don't like
Because
that.
I feel, honestly, this is so weird I am. If I made it and I had a support band, I'd learn one of their fucking songs.
Completely.
And I'd sing it.
100%.
You know what I mean? Make it.
Yeah.
The journey of coming up should be fucking incredible.
Yeah,
It's a collaborative
Not
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the
You know what I
sickest,
mean?
not to bring it back to the Gaslight Anthem, but one of the sickest things,
Full circle.
but one of the sickest things that I've ever seen was God damn it, Bruce Springsteen, bringing out Brian Fallon, the lead singer of the Gaslight Anthem, bringing him out to sing "I'm on Fire" with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he also came out to sing one of the Gaslight Anthem songs. I think it was like the 59 sound. He brought out Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And it's like that, for the audience, everyone's like, this is sick.
Yeah.
It's a special moment.
Yeah.
And I think something like that is kind of, you're right, it's a generational thing because now everyone loves shouting each other. Oh, dude, let me get you on this. Let me get you on this.
Yeah.
Neil Kolhatkar, one of the most
Legend.
gracious men in comedy, because he'll get you on the gigs, he'll get you on the podcast, he'll get you in front of people if he thinks you're worth having having on. And I had a point to say about one thing that I've noticed is if you go see again like the generation before us and the generation before them, none of them have openers.
Yeah.
If you go see the hour, none of them have openers. That's partly because that's how
money.
that's the thing. It's partly how the industry works,
Yeah.
right? But like I saw Husey do a trial show with no opener at the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where he's testing stuff out for Melbourne, right? And a full hour, no opener, just comes out, and he doesn't really need it. To be fair, he doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
He's fucking Husey.
Yeah.
Everyone, we get it. We love you already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're already doing a trial show, if you're already fucking around,
Yeah.
get someone to do 10 minutes in front of you because they're doing the Opera House. They can put that on the resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
100%.
A lifelong dream, and it means nothing to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
You know what
giving
I mean?
them 10 minutes.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where now our generation, we all are letting each other. I'm opening for Beck tonight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Beck opened for me on my shows. Pat opens for Billy. Billy opens for Pat. It's just it's all spread around.
Yeah.
Be like, you don't need an opener, but it's
You're
nice.
getting to hang out with them as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're getting
It's way better.
You're getting to do the journey with somebody.
Do you think
know what I
that
mean?
actually came from the because didn't like really Rogan kind of did that in LA with all of his mates, and that has now trickled down, I suppose, into into like comedy around the world now. That whole idea of like linking up with your buddies and like really pushing each other and jumping on this.
I think it's helped popularize it because you can see how successful it can make everybody.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like all the Joe Rogan and friends,
Yeah.
all of them are linked back to. It's like the Brian Callen's.
It's like an Illuminati fucking
Yeah.
family tree.
Yeah.
isn't it?
The red thread going back.
yeah.
It's like all of them. It's like all have to thank Joe Rogan a little bit for
Yeah.
what they have.
Yeah.
Whether it's 10% or 50 or 70, you know what I mean? But a little bit in any way. And so I think, there is probably part of that where everyone's more keen to collaborate because there's proven success of what happens when you share.
Yeah.
Because it's not like back in the day where there was one sitcom to go around.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You were Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
Yeah,
it. It's like
that's
now
what's
it's
the
like
case now.
everyone's got a podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone follows millions of different people.
Yeah.
Well, not millions, but you know what I mean. Everyone has their favorite
Yeah.
creators, and they're finding new ones every day. People have the bandwidth to like more than one
Yeah.
person.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's a massive thing for me is where I see people like share shit around.
Yeah.
I'm like, it makes me want to do it. It makes me want to.
I wish
come on here and promote everyone but me.
like I wish like the
I'll
musicians
promote you
did it.
forever,
Like
Alek.
I really wish that like we did the music did it more.
The musicians do, right? To a certain extent, but there's when I was a guest on this, so before I do this now, I was a guest on this podcast, right?
Oh right, sick.
And you were talking to me about like, is it better to be on a good lineup or be the best band? What was the question? It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
To be on a good lineup or be the best band on the lineup, essentially. And my reaction, it was, I always want to be the best band, right?
Of course, yeah.
I want to steal the show,
100%.
right? Even playing with that fucking great the other week. I'm trying to, people be like, they've had the old bull, now let's have the young
calf.
Yeah. Like fucking, always you've got to be like that.
Yeah.
I think musicians tend to be like that. We all want to be the centre of attention, really.
Yeah.
But I've noticed in Sydney there is a bit of a common thing where everyone does kind of link up together, more so than Liverpool.
Oh really?
Yeah, Liverpool's not really like that. It's cliquey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like over here though, it's a bit, everyone's friendly enough to each other.
Yeah.
Well, but I get the instinct of wanting to, because that is also still good though, because if everyone has that, you're all making each other better as well.
100%,
That's the thing.
yeah,
It's,
100%.
I want to be the best. You want to be the best. You want to be the best. We can still all do that very graciously.
Yeah.
We can all still be friends about it.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like, I'm the fucking best and be a dick about
Yeah.
it. But you can try and knock it out of the park so the next guy goes like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. All right.
Follow that.
Yeah.
All right,
You
I
know
got to
what I
do
mean?
better than
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
a healthy competition's good for everybody.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
whoever's watching it wins. Everyone's happy.
If you've spent $25 on that ticket, right?
Yeah.
And there's 4 comics on, and you all get up and treat it that way and smash it. And the same goes for musicians, right? And then the person who's paid that $25 is gonna take people again because
Completely.
they've had an amazing night. They've got their money's worth. And then all of a sudden, those nights are going to be busier and busier all the time. Having this attitude that it's just me and not the rest of the bill,
Yeah.
it doesn't help anyone.
Totally. There's nothing but like that's why I love gigging with Billy and Pat and Will and all these people is because they, especially Pat. Pat is such. Do we need to? Are you alright?
Yeah. No, I'm all right.
Do you want your Ritalin? What's going
No.
on?
I'm all good. I'm all good.
All right.
But Pat's such a shit talker that like, he's my favorite person to gig with because he will be backstage with you being like, dude, you're about to fucking bomb. and there's some, and I don't know, maybe it's just my relationship with Pat, but it's like now my thing is I want to make it as hard as possible for Pat to follow that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it makes you, and I probably do better now than if Pat didn't say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think it's like, bro, you're going to fucking bomb tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I'll fucking show you. And so there is this thing where it's like, there's shit talking and there's like that edge. But everybody becomes better because of it.
Yeah.
And then because of all that, you're right. The audience goes home and they're like, that was fucking sick.
Who do you bounce material? Do you and Beck bounce material off each other?
A little bit. We're very different with what the topics that we want to touch.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that I'll go to her with and she'll be like, there's absolutely no way
Yeah.
you can take that onto stage.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'm doing it tonight. And sometimes she's right.
Yeah.
But often she's wrong. I'm like, because I like pushing it a little bit. So I'll go up and be like, okay, this could ruin the night for me, but here's this.
Yeah.
And so sometimes she's a good like moral gauge.
Mm.
And so I run pretty much everything by her, but most of my stuff goes literally just from me to me. Like, I don't like running anything by too many people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I don't know how you've, like...
Got to trust your own instincts.
I trust my own instincts, but also, like, I don't want people to be messing with the bit before I take it up. Like, I'll take notes afterwards if someone has an idea afterwards. Like, hey, man, I'm thinking about this for this. But I'll take it once I already know it works.
And you don't want people taking credit for your bits too.
And that where it's like it only worked because they chimed in. Yeah. It's like I want to be able to go up
because I could hear Pat saying that if you ran it by Pat and then he's like, "Yeah, see that bit? That was
my bit.
That was my bit."
100%. Yeah, and so it's like I need to go up completely without influence of anybody usually, and then afterwards I'll take notes, and if someone has a tag or whatever, I'm like sick. Because I know that there's a foundation that works.
Yeah.
But I don't really run anything. I try not to run anything by anybody.
No,
that's good.
Cool,
so we've got to wrap this up, man, very soon. But I want to ask one question. Like, if a kid that came up to you and is like, "Hey, man, you're a comedian. I want to be a comedian." Like, what advice would you say? Would you tell him? Would you give him advice, or would you say no? Try anything. Stay away.
Look. I'm not one of those people that's like, don't do comedy. If you think you're funny, fucking go crazy. We could go all day. Number one though, I reckon, don't do fucking one of these comedy courses.
Become a stand-up comic in 6 weeks.
That people fucking dupe you with, which is like some dude that watched Eddie Murphy's special once 20 years ago was like, I'm going to start a fucking comedy course. And now you're in there and he's like, because I have friends now that have been through these comedy courses that have paid for it. And some of the shit that comes out of here is like, because they're just teaching you basic shit that is very like human instinct. They're like, you know what a rule of three is? You know what I mean? And it's like, just say it. And then the third time is the funny one. You know what I mean? Like a list of three and then the third time is the funny thing. Everyone already instinctively understands what a fucking rule of three is. But then he'll be like, some guy recently, Beck was just telling me about this, was he went to all the girls in the in the course. I was like, ladies, stay out of your pussies.
What?
That's what he said for their material. That's what he was like. He was like, if you want to do jokes, nothing about your pussies. And I was like, this is what I'm saying is like, and this guy, they're paying him for advice.
Oh my God.
No one knows who he is. If he's done stand-up before, if he hasn't, no idea. The best course you could possibly do is just go to an open mic and bomb. And you'll figure it out. Like you'll do that enough times. You're like, oh, I should stay out of my pussy.
That's the name of this episode.
But no, I think my advice would just be fucking don't do a comedy course. Don't listen to anyone too soon. Because everyone has an opinion. Follow your instinct and you'll probably figure out where you're going wrong and when you're going right. And don't hang out with Pat Doherty.
Never.
There we go. You've heard it first.
Aleks Milinkovic.
Thank you very much, man.
We love you.